I finally got a little bit time today. Been really busy, so I just had this sample for a while. I was looking for some water bears today, but I could not find any again. So I just decided to put some more paramecium in here and some rotifers and some aleosomas, these little worms with the red dots on them. So and my paramecium, they have been eating really well, so they're almost like a brown color right now. This looks like the shell of the shed skin of a Cyclops right here. Hey, Anita, long time no see. So that's what that is. That's just the shell of one of those Cyclops that shed his skin to grow. Yeah, I hadn't been streaming a lot. Been busy taking care of my dad and my granddaughter and my sister. So here I am. Not too much special stuff here. I did go over 1,000 hours. Hey, dog. Thanks. I did go over 1,000 viewing hours on YouTube last week, so I'm one quarter of the way there. So maybe if I can get some viewers today, we'll go to, maybe 1,100. There's nothing special, nothing really special on here. I got some of these round things right here, little amoebas that live in those round shells. I got a lot of paramecium on here, and if you notice, they look really brown. That's because they got a lot of food in here, and they've been eating well, so they full. That's a vorticella. I don't know what that dark thing is right there. And notice all my stuff. Yeah, everything's, nobody's close to death, but I have a lot on my plate. I'm gonna try to find one of these test state amoebas right here and see if we could see any of their little fingers. Hang on. There it is right there. And that's like a little shell. If you're a regular here, you'll know there's an amoeba that lives inside of there. And if you if you wait long enough and look along the edges, sometimes you'll see their feet, their pseudopods sticking out. This one looks like he's not doing much. Oh, look, that's a diatom right there. And I have no idea what those tiny things are. This is extremely small. Those little things flying around that diatom are extremely small. I mean, this is about 250 times here. So you could see how small those guys are. So, whoa, you saw that monster? Here's another amoeba. Let me see if I can see his feet. No, these kind of look like they staying put today. I don't know why. Let me just keep looking. This looks like one that got ate up or something. Yeah, we're just fishing around now. I'm just moving around randomly. I'm gonna go back out to lower power and try to spot something better. Oh yeah, Jay. Yeah, that's right. Tap water has fluoride and chlorine in it. So rainwater is much better. You know, that's right. Tap water has fluoride and chlorine. You know, plants don't need that. So, and chlorine, if at the least, if it doesn't kill the plant tissue, what it's going to do is kill all the bacteria that the plant might use. Plant when the bacteria dies, the plant will use that as a food source. So if you killing it all with chlorine, you get what you pay for. This right here looks like a vorticella, but you see how they swimming around? They usually don't swim around like this. So this might be some kind of other species. Oh yeah, I mean, anytime after it rains and it's fresh water and there's no chlorine and the bacteria move around and yeah, it's gonna be much better. And if you notice, everything in here has got a little dark appearance to it. My sample kind of got light on water, not extremely low, but they had a lot of stuff in here, and these things were eating really well. And whenever they gorge themselves, they'll get darker. That's for sure. Let me try to zoom in on this guy. There you go. That ain't bad, is it? So you can see how when it gets scared or something big gets on it, it'll contract like that. So this is some kind of vorticella. I'm not sure how to say it. I think it's vorticella, but it looks it's so dark. I mean, but that's probably because my sample was just overrun with bacteria and everything else. Linnea's on the move, so he's moving. I thought I had some. Notice how dark my paramecium are. I mean, they pitch dark. They're dark. We got a whole school of them over here, and that just means they got their cytoplasm is just full. So they into something over here. This is a batch of. I have egg yolk in here, and it's probably part of that, and it's probably got bacteria all over it. So if I zoom out here, you get a better idea of what you're looking at here. But look how dark it is. And if I lighten it up, you don't get as good a view of them. But I mean, if you've been on here before, you know how usually these things are a pretty color, a pretty yellow color. Now they're just so dark. So I just added a lot of water in my sample. Hopefully they can get back to normal. Yeah, there's a pile of them. This is a school of, yeah, I thought I had a stentor on here a little while ago, but I lost them. I don't think it was though. I'm gonna have to give in I've been looking for stentors and I've been looking for water baths for weeks. And I can't find them. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to gamble and spend $20 and order me some from this supply place that I can order some live stuff from, and they'll send you containers of them. They're relatively cheap. The shipping is expensive because they got to ship them second day air. There's no, you can't get them ground because they only can last so long sealed up. But I think I'm gonna have to cave in. I usually like to find all my stuff wild, but every once in a while, if I can't find anything, I don't care if I go buy them. But it's really rewarding when you go find them in the wild. And that's the edge of the universe right there. That's where the water ends. Ooh, look at these. And I'm on YouTube, so I got some filters I can use. Okay, this right here looks like, see that light thing right there? That's like the shell of maybe a Cyclops or something. And what'll happen is, I believe bacteria will eat those up also. And so a lot of times you get a lot of paramecium hanging around there. So that's what that is. See it? And they just, all this stuff that I have here, I put a little tiny bit of egg yolk in here. And I mean, the bacteria went berserk. Bacteria and fungus grew on it like crazy. And these people, I mean, these paramecium have a feast. Yeah, they sure are throwing a rave. As a aliasoma, uh, these got mixed in with my batch of paramecium and they started multiplying, so they kind of taken over. So if you just got here, I don't have too many viewers today, but I finally went over 1,000 viewing hours. I need 4,000. I think when you and I started streaming, I had about 400. So we come a long way. I'm one quarter of the way there. So, and so all of this counts. Hey, dog. So all of this counts toward my, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I haven't been streaming lately. I got a lot on my plate over here, taking care of my old dad, my granddaughter. So I got it coming from both ends. Granddaughter and my old elderly dad, and bringing him to the doctor. He's got to get a heart procedure, so we're going through all the preliminaries and stuff. And my granddaughter's actually sick. She was throwing up yesterday and today. We got to bring her to the doctor tomorrow. Phew, so been rough, but you know, I try to jump in a stream once in a while. This is the shell of a Cyclops. You probably seen these before in my threads. They actually shed when they grow, so that's what that is. I bet you they got a good filter for this. Let me see. Yeah, good. Yeah, I tell you that. Good luck. Yeah, those are hard. This isn't a bypass that he's having. He don't have to have that. Thank God. He's got to have a valve replacement, a valve. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I think the valve is probably a little less serious than if if you got to give an 84-year-old quadruple bypass. I don't think you want that. so. So, I think that would be, if they have to open your chest and all, it takes a lot longer to recover. My dad's going to do it through some kind of way they do it through your veins or something. I think I slept through that part in my biology class, so I didn't become a doctor. There's so much stuff on here, I don't even know what it all is. Like this thing, I don't know what that is. Might be some kind of euplotes, a euplotes. Oh, he looks like he's crawling, huh? Oh, you went to medical school? Yeah. Yeah, I have a biology degree. So basically, what that means, I can read stuff and pretty much understand it. How you get to the point in your life where you can cut somebody's chest open and operate on their heart. It blows my mind. I mean, it just blows my mind. I have trouble focusing on streaming on YouTube. And my granddaughter fell asleep early. She usually goes to sleep during the summer about 9:30, 10 o'clock. She's been sick. We're going to the doctor tomorrow, so she's been falling asleep. Last night and tonight at 7 o'clock, so it gave me a little free time here. So here I am. See how dark those paramecium are? I mean, they just dark. Everything's dark. That's when you got an overabundance of food. Yeah, this is fun to watch, dog. I mean, and when I'm streaming this stuff and talking, it kind of takes my mind off of all the other stuff. See this stuff right here looks like a flower? That's some kind of fungus that I believe this grew around. You put a wheat seed, wheat seeds that you microwave and kill them first so they don't germinate. And then you put it in here, and this fungus and bacteria will grow around 'em. And this is part of the end result here. Uh, See this stuff right here? And different organisms eat this, and different organisms eat the bacteria. So, you know, so all that goopy looking stuff, that's what that is. And that's what these paramecium are really, really dark. And that's because they've been eaten. Here's another look, this is a cyclops. Yeah, this should be. If you put this in front of some kids in science class and say, "Come on, we're going to go look at some live things in a microscope," no matter no matter what part of the book you're in, they're going to get interested. And then you can reward them. Okay, if we do all this, we got to learn about meiosis and mitosis, and then we're going to go look at the worms underneath the microscope. Hell yeah! But when I was in school, I don't remember ever. Rarely, I might remember once or twice we looked at something, but nothing like this. This is one of those Cyclops turned on its side. Okay, so this is fresh water from, it's probably a mix of puddle and a pond. And, I got my samples all mixed in, but you can see this one's laying on its side, and you can actually see the legs. See that? Yeah, and to be fair, when I was in school, when you busted out the microscopes, you had 30 kids, and all of them couldn't look and see the same thing. Now with this technology, you could put this thing on a 30 or 60-inch screen, and the teacher can just show you the stuff. When you're in a class with 30 kids and 30 microscopes, it's just undoable. Everybody's seeing something different. But you can look at these two things shed their skin, and this is actually a second one. I think you're looking at this one from underneath. Okay, that's from underneath. This one's laying on his side. Looks like an alien, like from the movie Aliens. Yeah. Yeah, you told me about I think your wife watches. Dude, that's cool. My wife's taking a break. She's watching TV right now because the granddaughter's sleeping. So we all kind of went our separate ways, and I can stream for a half hour. Then I like to relax. I'll get on YouTube and watch different YouTube channels myself, different things that I find interesting. I rarely watch TV. I watch TV sometimes, but YouTube, different channels that I subscribe to and stuff that real interests me. It's real cool. Let me zoom out a little bit and see what I can. Yeah, there's the Aleosoma. This right here looks like a leaf. Looks like some kind of leaf I might have dug out of the pond water. So you could figure this leaf, I can barely see this leaf I can see this if I look at my slide, but I can't see this little worm right next to it. That's crazy. So if you just got here, I did get to 1,000 hours on YouTube. So I got 3,000 to go before I can apply to be monetized and make a few pennies from these videos. So, but this, I've been streaming 20 minutes. So if 5 people watch 20 minutes, that's 1 hour already. So. Trying to find one of those amoebas in his shell that might be moving around. Can't seem to find one though. Ugh, it is a bunch. Having a party up here. Like a worm orgy. Jesus. Oh, look, there's one of the ones. Look, see him right here? That's the shell we were looking at. That's where it came from right there. And if you notice, you could see his legs look just like the shell. He's laying on his side. That's a live one right there. So he's alive, and you can see why they call him a Cyclops. He's got that red eye. See his red eye right there? I got my slider in that can kind of make it a little 3D looking, but not really. You can't have them moving around if you're going to use that slider. There he is. See that red eye? Really an eye spot. It's not really. So we were looking at his, let me see if I can get a filter on this guy. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Watch out, Alias. Some boy, is that cool? Hey, let me go. My sister's texting me. I'm gonna leave this here for a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, that's a good picture right there. Oh, who squared off? I must have missed it. What did I miss? Yeah, I don't think I've never seen them sleep. So I've never put the slide on. If it's pitch black and nothing's moving, they don't have brains, well, that worm does. Those worms have a kind of a rudimentary brain, but so there's no need, they don't sleep like you and I sleep. It might become inactive maybe. And what's weird is, see this, that's the edge of the water right there. As the water starts drying up and I usually don't let it dry up. I'll usually put it back in the water. These things get all pushed more and more to the middle, and then pretty soon in the middle, all of these things are just a in about 1 millimeter space, and they going they going crazy. And then I'll put them, I usually put them back in the water way before that. Look at those right there. It looks like, I mean, they just tons of them, and look how dark they are. I mean, that's not because of my light. That's just they got their cytoplasm is just full. You might hear my text. I'm just texting my sister. That's another mess that I won't bore you with. It's something else I'm dealing with. So this, there's not much going on this slide right here. What is this? There's a whole pile of Aleosomas. So look at them all. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I got anything. Yeah, I don't have anything else ready to put on here that I could. I got a whole thing of moss that I've been searching through to see if I can find any water bears, and I just cannot find those suckers. So that's Aleosoma. I could get another. You know what I'm gonna do? Hang on with me. I'm gonna put this slide back in the water, and I'm gonna put another drop. I'm gonna put another drop on it, and just see if we can get anything a little different before I hang up for the night. So let me get that off of there. I tell you what, I'm gonna try to get a random sample of something. I'm gonna go into my Okay, I went into just a random jar that I have, and I don't have a cover slide on it yet, so I'm gonna see what's in this jar. All right, so now immediately you could see the difference. Okay, so let me put a cover slide on here. I mean, it's necessary, or it just keeps going in and out of focus because they got too much swimming room. So, okay, so I had another sample, okay, and notice how just from another sample, look how fast the paramecium are moving, and look how light they are. See the light color? And you got other creatures in here. These are those ones that look like worms right there. Those aren't worms. Those are, oh wait, that is. Look at that. What is that guy? Oh no, those are called spirostonums. Spirostonums. Those aren't worms. Those are single cell creatures right there. And so you could see there was none of these in that other slide, and the paramecium were totally different looking. They were sluggish. They were full. And these paramecium seem to be, running all over the place. Maybe there's a little less food in here and they got to move around a little more. See right there? You got a paramecium right here. You can see how he's lighter. Yeah, yeah, I could. Yeah, I actually, if I project this onto my TV that I have here, and I set my phone up to look at that, I can actually point to things, but you lose detail when you do that. So these things right here in this, my new slide, we didn't have these creatures, and our paramecium looked totally different, and they were moving different. You know, and see, so here is a, let's see if this amoeba has feet. You can even see the amoebas are a little lighter. So those bubbles in there and stuff, that's actually the amoeba. Let me see if I can darken it a little bit. Okay. And you could see, look at his pseudopod. See those little hairs coming out? Look at that at the top. That is his foot. That's one of his pseudopods coming out. And, you know, there's not much movement if you look at it like this, but if you time lapse it, it looks real cool. So that's an amoeba in there. You're actually seeing an amoeba. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, thanks. I don't know what that little one is. What shoes you think they wear? I don't know. Some big, long, skinny one that can change shape. Like, would you find different creatures entirely? Not really. You can look at the habitat of these things, and you're gonna find the same kind of stuff, maybe slightly different species, but these things are everywhere. I mean, everywhere. So, there is absolutely nothing that could isolate these from my puddle in my backyard to out of Mongolia. So, you know, I can almost guarantee if I went to a puddle in out of Mongolia in the forest after it rained for 3 days, I'm gonna get a testate amoeba, you know. So, and paramecium. Paramecium are one of the highly studied creatures on Earth. So they're everywhere. These are two coleps. These are like piranha fish. You probably heard me talking about these guys. So, so these guys right here, coleps, they like piranha fish and they search for anything that might be dying. Even alive stuff they'll eat, and they'll get 1,000 of them on there and start eating it alive. And you can see they look like they have little armor. Oh, look at that. See that big long thing right there? That is cyanobacteria. That is bacteria colony that produces oxygen. And I think 3 billion years ago is when those things came on the earth, that's when we got all of our oxygen. Yeah, I'm moving to Vegas in 3 weeks, so it'll be 7, right? Yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah, just I'll stream, and it's gonna be not maybe once or twice a week, and but when school starts for my granddaughter, and I have some time, I will stream a lot more. But yeah, that's cyanobacteria. Let me really zoom in on that real quick. So, and you can see how it moves. That's not because of the water's moving. That's the cyanobacteria moving on its own. See that? So look how fast it moves. Now this is about 650x. This is about 650 times. So, but you could see how, I mean, it moves. I think it moves to where the most light might be. Is that awesome or what? So, and I don't know what that is. It looks like something's having a stroke. Yeah, it's moving, that's for sure. That's a diatom. You don't see too many diatoms on my streams because they're so little most of the time, and I rarely go up to this power right here. But that's a diatom. That makes oxygen also. That's part of the ecosystem of the oceans and streams and ponds, and it makes a lot of oxygen. And actually, that shell around it is glass. Well, silica, but pretty much glass. I mean, this almost looks like an animal right here. Look, almost looks like a snake. This is extremely small stuff right here. I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like a coleps. It looks like it's too small to be a coleps. You can see how dirty my lens is. I got some friends that know what these are on site. See this thing right here? I don't know what that is. You ever watch The Thing? John Carpenter, when that guy saw The Thing with the dogs, when he first saw it busting out and it was going crazy, and he got Kurt Russell ran in there, and Kurt Russell said, "What is that? What's in there?" And the guy said, "I don't know what's in there, but whatever it is, no, I don't know what's in there, but it's weird and pissed off, whatever it is." That was funny. I'm not sure, Peter. I'm not sure. Diatoms are pretty delicate. So any time you change too much, now the ocean's pretty big, so it's going to take a lot of acid to change the ecosystem. But yeah, if any major changes, yeah, you could change it. And if you don't want to start losing diatoms because they're part of the whole process. That'd be like losing honeybees. You don't want that to happen. Probably worse. If we lost honeybees, we're humans. We might be able to figure a way to pollinate stuff. We just would. We probably would. But you ain't going to find a way to feed whales and make oxygen. That ain't happening. This is another Vorticella. Let me see if I can get this one in a little 3D look. Hang on. And not bad. Let me see if I can get a little better. This does move the water around. Now you got to realize this is microscopic. So, but look for his size. He is really moving water around. That's for sure. A lot of that stuff going in there is bacteria, little pieces of algae, other dead creatures. So you can see when I make that 3D look, it blots out half my screen there because it's false. It's false. It's called oblique lighting. So, you know, so let me get off of that real quick. Hang on. I'm gonna go for about 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go sit in there and eat a snack and maybe get a drink, and then I'm gonna hit the sack. That right there, that looks like, oh, is that a long? That is actually a giant spirillum bacteria right there. I mean, it's huge for the bacteria. That must be a different species than I ever saw, because usually they're about 1/4 that size. But that's bacteria right there. See how it moves like a cork? That's bacteria. And spirillum bacteria is fairly big. That's why you could see them. But this one's really big. There he goes. Looks like a corkscrew. You can see more diatoms right here. So I have more diatoms in this sample than anywhere. This is another. Yeah, I know you gotta hit the bell, that bell thing, and it'll alert you. Reddit is really horrible. Nobody gets my alerts. You know, YouTube, it's hit and miss. Some people get it and some people don't. This guy's actually moving around here. Let me see. Oh, this he's not moving. You know what's moving him? That cyanobacteria. He's stuck on it and it's moving him. You should be able to see anybody's messages on here. I can see them all. I'm not blocking any, so you should see people chatting with me. I'm not getting too many chats. There's only 12 people on here, but I'm getting them and I'm answering them. So there's and you see the paramecia on here. They moving around so much. But this one has a lot of cyanobacteria on it, a lot of amoebas, testate amoebas. Like that, this is the underside of the testate amoeba. So this one's actually upside down. This is where those pseudopods stick out from, that little hole. Look, if you look, you could see right inside of there. You could see them inside of there. See that? See the amoeba? You can almost make him out. And when he wants to move, oh yeah, life on Mars. people ask me, like on the surface of Mars, there's no, what do you call it? Magnetic field. So it's baked in radiation. And we all know what radiation is going to do to these things. Okay. So, so there's going to be none of this stuff on the surface, but I can almost guarantee if you can get a man, if you could dig down, you know, if you could do a 20-foot stab down there and bring up a sample and bring it back to Earth, there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to see something. You are going to see life. I believe it. I mean, I just believe it. You know, just because you can't live on the surface, come on, that crap goes right under. But you could see inside of there, this guy moving around. See him? I'm going to zoom out and then I'm going to zoom in on my highest power here. And this lens is dirty. I don't know why. And look inside of there. You can see, now some of this is on the other side of him. Yeah, soil samples, I'm going to get off this lens right here. That's dirty. Soil samples, if I go out my yard right now and get some soil and put it in some distilled water and put it on here, what you're going to notice first is probably a lot of hookworms. You're going to notice a lot of hookworms. That's in the soil. And then you're going to see larvae, like tiny beetle larvae and maybe even some earthworm, tiny ones, tiny worms and stuff. You usually don't see this kind of stuff. You might have to culture it a little bit, but you're going to notice larva creatures, that look like almost insects, and you're going to notice hookworms. And so I've done it. I just never streamed. I'll do it again. And yeah, I try to get water. I've had water bears before, but they just, I don't know why I can't find any. I look I look a couple of times a week. I get different samples. Yeah, no, hookworms, they're just there, you get squirrels and, certain animals can carry them. Squirrels, possums come by, birds. What happens is birds, I don't think can be infected with hookworms. I think they're a mammal thing, but birds will go walk in a puddle or a pond. They'll get hookworms on them. They'll come in your yard, things like that. So hookworms are everywhere. I mean, they're common and that's why they're so bad. Wow, you do? Yeah, I just can't. I mean, it's very humid and wet here, and there's moss all over the place. I got some moss the other day that I was sure was going to have 25 water bears in it. I've been looking for 3 days at wet and muddy moss and can't find one. This is one laying on its side. Looks like a donut. And if you notice, look how small these. There you go. Look how small these diatoms are. See that? The oddest thing I've looked at with a microscope. I mean, nothing's really odd because I kind of know what I'm gonna get when I go. Hey there, SpaghettiOs. I kind of know what I'm gonna get when I pull some pond water out. So I guess the oddest thing, let me think. The most surprising thing I saw was that bacteria, and because usually you won't see bacteria on this kind of microscope. So when I finally saw it and zoomed in on it and got the light right, now I can kind of almost see it at will if I want, if you do everything right. So I guess the thing that surprised me, wow, I can't believe I'm seeing that, is bacteria on a microscope like this. These are coleps. Uh, I mean, you can really clean one side and then the other side. The side that faces the slide, those are at times, like my 40X is real powerful and it almost touches the slide. And if you look at it, watch, I'm gonna put it on right here. Notice how dirty it is. See that? See when I move this and that dirt, that little film on it doesn't look like it moves? The slide's moving, but that dirt, so I can almost guarantee you that's got gunk on it. And what I'll do is just, get just like you would clean your glasses. The hole is so tiny in these lenses that you really have to kind of put it on almost like a toothpick, and you put a little piece of glass cleaner on a toothpick and kind of rub it around without scratching it. That's kind of hard, but it's not impossible. Okay, gang, I'm gonna go for about another minute and then I'm gonna hit the road. There's a paramecium right here. Basilaria. Is that you're talking about bacteria? That's named that? What did you call it? Bacillus? A bacillus bacteria? Or are you talking about some protist? Oh, a diatom? I might have, but I'm not familiar with which one that is. I'll go look it up. As soon as I see it, I'll know if I have it, if I saw it. Yeah, this water, I believe, is a mixture between pond water and a puddle water. I got them contaminated back and forth. So, it wouldn't be fair for me to say this is all pond water because I'm sure I got some things mixed in it from my puddles. Oh, look, remember I told you about those piranha fish? They're after this guy right here. See them? See how they suck on there? Look at that. Who told you about these piranha? There they are. They sucking the insides out of him. Coleps. Look, here they come. Look. Now you got three, now you got four. See what they do? Those are some beasts right there. So this guy must have been acting up, might have been looking a little sick and can't defend himself, and that's it. That would be like if you fell into the Amazon and piranha fish were kicking your butt. That's what that is right there. And of course, he's got to go in the goop right here, and I can't see anything. Thanks. Yeah, if the people that just came, I'm getting ready to go get a drink and go to sleep. But this is interesting to watch right here. This is coleps attacking another creature. And notice how they fight and they go in packs. See? Like a pack of them. That might be an amoeba it's getting. A testate amoeba. So, I mean, look at them. Yep. They know, look, you see them, they all look, see, they smell blood in the water. Look, see, they all over the place. And you could see how they destroying that thing as you're watching. It was round as a ball a minute ago, and now it's getting more oblong looking. So they eating it. If I have a camera that'll do time lapse, I don't have it on right now, but if you do this time lapse, maybe 10 frames a second for about 5 minutes, you could see them actually devouring it. But this is pretty quick. They taking care of this right before your eyes. I mean, they eating it just down to the, well, I don't want to say bone, but they are, whoever was here a minute ago saw this thing. It was whole. It was a whole round thing about 4 times the size of those guys right there. And they are just eating it to death. Yeah, thanks, Peter. I hate to leave on this note because it's so interesting to watch. They just, that thing is gone. Yep. I told you, I was telling about 10 minutes ago, I was telling people this is piranha fish. And sure enough, they got a hold of something. And you saw it, and that was quick, baby. That was really quick. That's where it would be, right between these two right here. That's where it was, right there. Yep. Notice see that one right there. That's actually a coleps who got fat right there. He's fat. I have a feeling he got most of it. Yeah, this is amazing. I see this a lot. Well, you can almost see this with every slide if you got patience. They'll eventually get something. So yeah, so it's gone. So that creature they got was alive, and he's not alive anymore. He's completely gone. He is gone. So with that, that was a coleps, coleps, and look at them. See how it must be there must be some kind of chemical that goes out or something, and they all come over there just like piranha. So I'm gonna go. This is something new. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what this is. When I get offline, ooh, that's a beast, whatever that is. When I get offline, I'm gonna take a picture of this and put it on ask some of my friends on another site what that is. Uh, yeah, I've seen them. Now if they have a sick one or a dying one, they'll eat that too. But I've never seen them attack each other. But boy, they sure could. I'm gonna find out what this is, and I'll try to post back another time. This is interesting, but I gotta go now. So thanks for watching, you guys, and come back, and I'll probably stream this week. Thanks for coming.